Look at something across the room right now. A clock on the wall, a word on a label, or maybe the face of someone you love. Is it sharp, or is there a soft haze around the edges that was not there 5 years ago? Or maybe it is 3 o'clock in the morning. Your house is completely still. You finally sank into that deep, heavy sleep, and then the signal comes. The pressure in your bladder builds. You throw back the covers, drop your feet onto the cold floor, and shuffle to the bathroom for the second or third time tonight. You come back to bed, sleep is gone, and you lie there listening to a high, thin ring above your right ear, a soft electric hiss that nobody else hears. In the morning, you get up. Your legs feel heavy and tired before you've even started the day. You look in the mirror, tilt your chin up, and see a loose curtain of skin hanging where there used to be a clean jawline. You step outside for a walk, hoping to feel better, but within 20 minutes, your lower back aches, your neck is stiff, and your knees hurt. Every single day, patients walk into my clinic and tell me these exact stories, and almost every one of them looks at me with tired eyes and says the same thing. Doc, what can you do? It's just age. Let me be incredibly direct with you. That is a lie. It is a dangerous illusion, and it needs to be shattered right now. Getting up at night to urinate is not normal at 50 or 70. Losing your vision is not just getting older. The ringing in your ears is not simply tired hair cells. The heavy blue twisted veins on your legs are not just a cosmetic genetic curse. What nobody is telling you at your standard 15-minute doctor's appointment is that these are not isolated diseases of aging. They are signals. They are the downstream symptoms of upstream mechanical and metabolic failures. Your body is a deeply connected system. Right now, hidden blood sugar mechanisms are destroying the delicate capillaries in your eyes. Gravity and fluid physics are overloading your heart and kidneys at night. A forgotten muscle in your neck is collapsing, and a silent vitamin deficiency starting in your stomach is stripping the insulation off the nerves in your brain. The system profits when you stay sick, not when you get well. Today, I am going to walk you through exactly what is happening inside your body. I'm going to explain the metabolic and mechanical roots of your physical decline, and I'm going to give you the exact daily protocols, free, non-invasive, and actionable tonight, to fix them. Do not click away. What you are about to hear could save you from years of unnecessary surgeries, medications, and suffering. Let's start with the one that is destroying your sleep. 50 million Americans wake up every night to use the bathroom. If you are one of them, you've probably been told it's your prostate, or menopause, or an overactive bladder. You've bought the supplements, you've stopped drinking water after 6 p.m., you go to bed parched, and yet at 2 a.m. you still get up and release half a liter of urine. Where is it coming from if you didn't drink anything? Listen to me. In 80% of these cases, your bladder is completely healthy. Treating your bladder with pills when the cause is somewhere else is exactly the same as putting tape over a fire alarm sensor. The bladder is just the sensor. The real culprit? Your legs and your heart. Let me explain the physics. During the day, you sit or stand for 16 hours. Gravity pulls blood and lymphatic fluid down toward your feet. Because your circulation weakens with age, your veins expand, valves start to leak, and fluid seeps out of your vessels and quietly accumulates in the soft tissues of your lower legs. You might barely notice it, just a sock mark on your ankle. But your legs can hide up to 1.5 liters of water. Your kidneys don't filter this water during the day because it's not in the bloodstream. But then you go to bed. You lie flat. Suddenly, your legs are at the same level as your heart. Gravity is no longer holding that fluid down. All 1.5 liters rush back into your bloodstream in a massive wave. Your heart's right atrium stretches, panics from the fluid overload, and releases a hormone called atrial natriuretic peptide, or ANP. This hormone acts as an emergency telegram to your kidneys. Dump this excess fluid immediately or the heart will fail. Your kidneys shift into overdrive, filtering the blood rapidly. An hour later, your bladder is full. You wake up. You aren't processing what you drank. You are literally drinking the fluid stored in your legs. This is called nocturnal polyuria. We have to stop fighting the bladder and start managing the fluid. Here is the daily protocol. First, the lazy elevation. This is the golden rule. 1 hour before bed, lie on the sofa or floor and put your legs up on a wall or pillows. Your heels must be higher than your heart. Stay there for 15 to 20 minutes. Gravity will push that fluid back to your heart while you are awake. Your kidneys will process it, you will go to the bathroom 40 minutes later, and you will sleep through the night. Second, eliminate evening sodium and sugar. 80% of salt comes from hidden sources like cheese, cured meats, and bread. Salt acts like a magnet, holding water in your blood. If you eat a cheese sandwich at dinner, your kidneys will work all night to flush that sodium out, pulling water with it. Sugar acts as an osmotic diuretic. Eating fruit or cookies before bed forces your body to excrete fluid. Third, calm the bladder. Eat a handful of raw, green, unsalted pumpkin seeds daily. They are packed with bioavailable zinc and magnesium that relax the bladder wall. Add real, unsweetened cranberry to reduce chronic bacterial irritation. While we are talking about your legs, let's address the heavy, painful purple ropes pushing against the skin of your calves. Your doctor told you the vein wall stretched out and referred you for laser ablation or surgical stripping. But the wall is not where this problem starts. It is where it ends up. Inside your veins are tiny, one-way trapdoors called valves. Their singular job is to open, let blood push upward toward the heart, and snap shut to prevent it from sliding back down. When you stand or sit for hours, sustained hydrostatic pressure fatigues those delicate valve leaflets. Furthermore, after age 40, your body's synthesis of collagen, the material these valves are made of, slows down. The valves thin out, lose resilience, and stop closing completely. Blood slides backward, pools in the vein, and the pressure rises until the vein wall expands and balloons outward. If you just surgically strip the vein without fixing the valves and the collagen, the varicose veins will simply come back somewhere else. To fix this before your first coffee, stand barefoot on a hard floor. Rise fully onto your toes, then drop your heels down with a firm, controlled impact. Do this 30 times. This activates the soleus muscle, the most powerful venous pump in your body, waking up the valves before gravity takes over. To rebuild the collagen in the valve leaflets, you need specific plant compounds called flavonoids, rutin, hesperidin, and diosmin. Eat whole-cooked buckwheat 2 to 3 times a week. It contains more rutin than almost any accessible food. Eat the white pith of citrus fruits like oranges. Drink tart cherry concentrate to reduce vein wall inflammation. Hot baths dilate your veins, so always finish your evening shower with 30 seconds of cool water on your legs to force the veins to contract and the valves to close tightly. Now you might think, I'll just walk more to improve my leg circulation. Walking is a medical necessity after 50. It stabilizes blood sugar, lubricates joints, and builds muscle. But here is the terrifying truth. Wrong walking doesn't just waste your time. It actively destroys your joints and wrecks your posture. After 50, your body changes. You lose 1 to 2% of your muscle mass every year, a condition called sarcopenia. Your cartilage loses its blood supply and starves without movement. Your metabolism drops. Your peripheral circulation deteriorates. If you walk incorrectly, you accelerate all of this. Most people step outside and immediately hit full pace. Your muscles are cold, lacking elasticity, creating microscopic tears. Your cartilage isn't lubricated yet. You must spend the first 3 to 5 minutes walking at a deliberately slow, leisurely pace. This is your medical warm-up. Then there is the 11-pound bowling ball. The average human head weighs 11 pounds. When you look down at a phone or walk with a hunched posture, your head shifts forward. Just a 2-inch forward shift multiplies the load on your neck muscles to roughly 45 to 55 pounds continuously. This is a biomechanical catastrophe. It generates chronic neck tension and collapses your chest so your diaphragm can't fully expand. You must walk with a string gently pulling the top of your head upward, shoulders back, eyes on the horizon. Do you walk with your arms in your pockets, You are stripping away the benefits. Walking requires cross-coordination to distribute the load across your spine symmetrically. When arms don't swing, your lower back over-rotates, triggering pain. Bend your elbows 90 degrees and let them swing naturally. The fat pads on the soles of your feet thin out as you age. You lose natural shock absorption. If you are walking in 3-year-old sneakers, the internal cushioning is dead. Every ground impact travels straight up into your knees, hips, and lower back. Replace walking shoes yearly. This is basic osteoarthritis prevention. Looking at your phone not only crushes your cervical spine but also removes your brain's spatial awareness. After 50, your inner ear's vestibular system declines. Your brain relies on your eyes for visual input to maintain balance. If your eyes are on a screen, your risk of a hip fracturing fall skyrockets. Put the phone in your pocket. Speaking of that forward head posture, let's talk about what it does to the front of your throat. If you've been over 60 long enough, you might avoid mirrors or wear scarves to hide what people cruelly call a turkey neck. You buy $90 creams, you use jade rollers, you look up $10,000 surgeries. But the creams only treat the epidermis, the outer layer of skin. The loose skin is just the curtain. The problem is the rod the curtain hangs on, and that rod has gone slack. Under your skin is a thin, broad sheet of muscle called the platysma, running from your collarbone to your jaw. Above it is the hyoid bone, a horseshoe-shaped bone suspended like a hammock by muscles. Because we spend decades with our heads pushed forward staring at screens, the platysma goes completely unused. It atrophies. The hyoid bone drops, changing the sharp angle of your jaw into a gentle slope. You do not need a scalpel to fix a dormant muscle. You need activation. Sit upright, shoulders back. Press the entire flat of your tongue firmly against the roof of your mouth. Hold it there. This engages the hyoid hammock. Tilt your head backward, looking at the ceiling. Push your lower jaw forward, trying to make your bottom teeth meet your top lip. You will feel an intense pull from your collarbone to your jaw. That is your platysma activating possibly for the first time in many years. Hold for 10 seconds. Repeat 3 times. Do this morning and night. Within 8 to 12 weeks, the muscle thickens, producing resting tension that visibly lifts the skin. Let's go deeper into the head, to the sound only you can hear. The high-pitched ring, the cricket, the electric hiss. Your doctor told you your ears are just getting old. I want you to trace that symptom upstream. That sound is not coming from your ear. It's coming from your blood. Inside your inner ear, the cochlear nerve carries sound signals to your brain. This nerve is a bundle of 30,000 tiny fibers, each wrapped in a protective fatty insulation called the myelin sheath. Think of it like a rubber coating around an old telegraph wire. To build and maintain that myelin sheath, your body absolutely requires vitamin B12. But here's the tragedy of aging. To absorb B12 from your food, your stomach must produce 2 things: gastric acid to unwrap the B12 from food proteins, and intrinsic factor, a carrier protein to transport it into your bloodstream. After age 60, up to 30% of adults develop atrophic gastritis, a thinning of the stomach lining. Your stomach stops making enough acid. It stops making enough intrinsic factor. Worse if you take acid reflux medications like proton pump inhibitors or metformin for blood sugar, your absorption plummets even further. You could be eating meat and eggs all day, but the B12 is passing right through you unabsorbed. Slowly, your blood levels drop. The myelin insulation around your auditory nerve cracks and thins. The bare nerve fibers begin to misfire on their own. Your brain receives that misfire and interprets it as a ringing sound. The sound is real, but it's a symptom of neurological starvation. Do not just accept a standard serum B12 test. The lab will say anything over 200 picograms per milliliter is normal. But neurological damage, including tinnitus, begins in the gray zone between 200 and 400. You must ask your doctor for a methylmalonic acid test. This catches functional cellular deficiency even when the blood looks okay. To support myelin repair at home, Eat 2 whole eggs for breakfast, a serving of beef or salmon. Give your body the raw material to rebuild that insulation. Finally, let us address your eyes. You go to the optometrist, your vision is blurry, you get a stronger prescription. 6 months later, it happens again. They tell you your eyes are aging. But the glasses are not treating the problem. They are merely compensating for what your blood is doing to your eyes. You do not need a diabetes diagnosis for blood sugar to destroy your eyesight. You just need a lifestyle that causes your blood glucose to spike and crash every day. Your eyes are the most metabolically demanding tissue in your body. When you eat a bagel, pasta, or a sweet dessert, the glucose floods your bloodstream. Your eye's lens absorbs this glucose and converts it into a compound called sorbitol. Sorbitol cannot escape the lens. It acts like a dry sponge, sucking water into the lens. Your lens physically swells and changes shape. Your vision blurs. This is why your eyesight is worse in the late afternoon than it is in the morning. It's not a random change. Your lens is literally inflating and deflating based on your blood sugar. Worse, chronic glucose spikes cause glycation. Glucose molecules attach to the flexible proteins in your delicate retinal capillaries, turning them stiff, brittle, and leaky. They bleed fluid into the retina. Meanwhile, oxidative stress depletes your macula of its protective pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin, leaving your photoreceptors defenseless against light damage. You cannot fix this with glasses. You must fix the metabolic environment bathing your eyes. Stop starting your day with simple carbohydrates. Have 2 eggs with full-fat yogurt. This blunts the morning glucose spike, preventing sorbitol from swelling your lens. At lunch and dinner, eat your vegetables and protein before you touch the starch or sugar. Food sequencing dramatically lowers the rate at which glucose enters your blood. After your largest meal, walk for exactly 10 minutes. Muscle contraction pulls glucose straight out of your blood without needing insulin. Your retina needs lutein, zinc, and thiamine. Eat cooked spinach with a little butter to release the lutein. Eat raw pumpkin seeds for zinc. Eat 2 egg yolks daily. They contain the most bioavailable lutein on Earth. Stop eating 2.5 hours before you sleep. If you eat before bed, your blood sugar spikes right when your retina is trying to undergo its deep sleep cellular repair. Give your eyes their recovery window. Listen to me. I have spent 15 years watching patients suffer through physical decline, believing it was inevitable. Believing their bladder was broken, their veins were weak, their eyes were failing, and their joints were simply old. The system you rely on is brilliant at emergency medicine, but it is fundamentally broken when it comes to chronic, systemic decline. It profits from treating your symptoms, not from explaining the mechanics of prevention. Your body is not betraying you. It is speaking to you. The heavy legs are crying out for venous support and mechanical pumping. The midnight bathroom trips are your heart protecting you from fluid overload. The ringing in your ears is a nerve begging for insulation. The blurry vision is a retina drowning in sugar. The power to change this does not reside in a prescription pad or a surgeon's scalpel. It resides in the 30-second heel drop, the evening leg elevation, the slow start to your walk, the tongue pressed to the roof of your mouth, and the sequence of the food on your plate. You have the protocol. It is built on physiology, biochemistry, and physics. Now, you must have the discipline to use it. Before you go, I need you to do 2 things for me. First, drop your age and where you are watching from in the comments below. The physiological changes I described shift with every decade. Knowing if you are 55, 65, or 85 tells me exactly what mechanisms to break down for you in the next masterclass. Second, hit the subscribe button and leave a like on this video. We are building a movement of people taking their health back from a system that wants them to stay sick. Every subscriber helps push this video into the feed of someone who is currently scheduling a surgery they do not need. You might just save a life today. Your body is connected. Treat the cause, not the symptom. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself.